Hi, welcome to Mapping a Lesson to the Framework for Information Literacy activity. This activity is designed to familiarize you with the 6 frames of information literacy as defined by the Association of College and Research Libraries. We need to build a bit of expertise before we get started. Please visit the article on how to reverse image search and the video on how to use Google's reverse image search at the posted links. This will give you an idea of how you can look up the source of an image that you might find in a news article, in your social media account, and the like. Pause this video while you go review those sources. Welcome back. Now that you know how to do a reverse image search, it may be helpful for you to download the Framework for Information Literacy handout. You can find this particular graphic at the listed website or provided as a handout. I find this graphic useful. It shows the 6 interconnected core concepts or frames that organize sub-concepts related to information literacy. The graphic helps orient me to major concepts I want to target when designing lessons. For more detailed information and for this activity, you'll need to log into the American Library Association's webpage that lists the 6 frames along with the applicable knowledge, practices, and dispositions associated with each frame. Please pause this video, visit the website, and review the framework while paying attention to the knowledge, practices, and dispositions that are listed. Let's get started with the mapping activity. Please find a news-type article that has been sent to you on a social media site or that you find online. Make sure that there is a written article associated with the image you select. Take a screenshot of the image and then reflect on the image you selected. First, write a brief description of the image. What is it about? Indicate what ideas the image is suggesting. What is your reaction related to this image? Now, read the article and then use a reverse image search to find out where the image is from. Take time to write a second paragraph and reflect. Is the image from the actual place or event that is described in the article? Does the image accurately represent what the article is about? Why or why not? Finally, think about how this exercise contributes to the idea that information has value. Now the real work begins. Log on to the Framework for Information Literacy website and see how many of the frames and the associated knowledge, practices, and dispositions were addressed. Let's look at one example of how the activity you just completed aligns with the Framework for Information Literacy. Call up the ACRL website using the link provided or refer to the handout you may have downloaded from this same site. Scroll down to the Authority is Constructed and Contextual Description. Under Knowledge Practices, you'll see that it states that learners who are developing their information literacy abilities will use research tools and indicators of authority to determine the credibility of sources, understanding the elements that might temper this credibility. I would argue that when you used the reverse image lookup tool, that you were engaged in this knowledge practice. Now we'll look under the disposition category for this same item. One of the dispositions indicates that learners will develop an awareness of the importance of assessing content with a skeptical stance and with a self-awareness of their own biases and worldview. As you reflected on the image you found and analyzed its relevance to the printed word, I would guess that you found the image was acceptably aligned, totally misaligned, or somewhere along an alignment continuum. I would argue that the assignment met the developing an awareness of the importance of assessing content portion of this disposition. What other connections do you see between the reverse image lookup activity and the knowledge practices and dispositions of the Framework for Information Literacy? How many connections can you find?